to be with you, but I think it's the very first time we're having this sort of interview. But I'm very honored to have you in the studios today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Derrick, and a very good afternoon to your wonderful listeners.
Absolutely. But Mr. let's now delve straight into action. You're with Panthers Football Club, but before then, how did it all come about? How did Panthers come about?
Yeah, I have been involved in football for almost all my life. I played football when I was in school. Those who are watching me and know and schooled with me know how good I was when I was in school playing football. And right from school, I went to the military, and in the military, I played football. I joined the military football team. And at some point, captained it.
Wow.
So football has been all my life. Transitioning from military service to full-time football administration, working with the FA for about 7 years before moving on to FIFA and CAF, where I currently work.
Absolutely. That is in-depth, isn't it? And because you've done football all your life, so how did Panthers really come about?
It began as a very small idea. I used to see kids play about 50 meters from my house. So they come there, they play. I'm like, I mean, I travel all the time to Switzerland and to Europe and to other places. I'm like, why don't I put something together to give these guys a chance? And that is how it all started. So started putting the infrastructure together, the registrations, the paperwork, getting the right partners involved, creating the environment for the talent to be able to grow properly. And one thing led to the other, and it got to a point that I had to be serious about it. And that is where Panthers is right now. I mean, if you look at some of the Division 2 clubs in the country, we would place fairly very close to the top 5 or among the top 5.
Absolutely. But not only Panthers, before you took the full charge of Panthers, you were with Fire Rangers. Would you tell us your little experience with Fire Rangers before, coming to take Panthers as a full-time, job for yourself?
Yes, I have always wanted to be part one way or the other. So when my friend Nana, I spoke to him, I wanted to have some partnership with him on that project. And after we've spent some months on it, I felt like, okay, I have Panthers, which is mine, and probably maybe I need to put in a bit more resources and see what I can do.
So Panthers was already there even before you were with Fire Rangers?
Yes. I had already registered Panthers, and we're training on a very dusty pitch somewhere. Then, but I wasn't too serious about it until my little stint a few months with Fire Rangers. I looked at how things were being done, and I thought I knew how things should be done. So if you don't have the opportunity to implement the ideas because of the fact that there is a lengthy bureaucratic processes, I'm like, hey, okay, this one is mine. I have full control, and I will be able to implement my ideas, my concepts on it. And it's worked to perfection. I mean, you saw sometime last season where we're beating almost every team that was playing against us. So I mean, it's been an amazing run, and I'm quite excited at where we are now. Looking at where we come from to where the club is, I'm really quite excited about it.
Not many teams actually get the chance to play against Premier League clubs in an exhibition match. Somewhere earlier this year, you had the opportunity to play against Wafa at the Sugar Cup ground, and you had to beat them by a goal to nil. Some of your emotions, did you really even think or know that the boys were going to win the game against Wafa?
Wafa is a fortress at home, and for us to go there and beat them 2-1 was quite. So
that's the game on your screens.
I felt that. I didn't initially think that we're going to come with a win. I mean, I told the boys, go and enjoy your game, and and that comes as a result of a lot of things being done right. What makes a club successful? There are key things. The most important thing is preparation, making sure that you have the right people in the right places to work, and then ensuring that you put to place a very, very good scouting mechanism. You know, I've always argued with people, and I always say it. You give me the Ghana national team, the Ghana under-17 national team, and in 5 years I'll win you a world championship. Why? Because I've seen how things are done in Europe. I've seen how things are done at the highest level at youth teams, and there is a lot that we are doing here that we are not doing right. And from the player selection to the right nutrition for the players, ensuring that the environment within which they are to grow and flourish is right for them. And once you put all these things together, the success will only come. So when we went there, the boys were as good as the Wafa boys because the scouting process we have is quite rigorous. We scout from up north to down south. There are players from Kumbungu in our team. There are players from Tamale, from Wa, from Sunyani, from Brekum, from Kumasi, from Cape Coast, from Amakum. I mean, they are all over. You understand? So at the end of the day, you are able to get the very best material-wise and then implement a training program and scheme that will ensure that they can bring the best out of them. And then look at the nutrition, the psychology, the environment they are operating in. And once you put these things right, they can beat any team.
Absolutely. But it's quite surprising that even Premier League clubs find it even difficult to get nutritionists in their club. I mean, even to get a physio in their club. But for a Division 2 club like your team, have got all these things. I mean, how do you make this happen?
I'll tell you a story. I was in France for the World Cup. FIFA had deployed me in France, and I saw the national team of the Netherlands, and I was also responsible for the national team of the Cameroon. And the Netherlands had about 18 technical staff. From physios to video analysts to nutritionists to special. The physios were like 4 or 5 different specialities. And here comes the Cameroon team with 1 doctor and 1 female nurse, whoever. And then that's it. And it goes onto the pitch and you see it. The teams that are well prepared, that are well equipped, are able to implement certain strategies and measures on their players, and it shows in the performance. The performance is quite enhanced. So it's important that if you want to do it, you do it right. If you don't want to do it, then you leave it. And once I took the decision that I want to do the Division 2 club, it has to be able to compete favorably against any other club of its level anywhere in the world. So a lot had to go into even putting the website of the club together. There are so many clubs in Ghana that don't even have a functional website for you to go and get updates and all that. Put all these things together. Recently, we hired a white coach, and it is to strengthen the technical team. I think
we're going to take a look at the white coach
to implement some of the strategies and the modern way of playing football in Europe, because our coaching regimes here and that of Europe are quite different because of the sort of training we receive here. So I felt that if you're producing players for Europe, the player needs to know what a European coach is expecting of him right here in Ghana. So if the player is to travel to Europe, it doesn't become difficult for him to adapt to their training schemes, their training routines, and all that. And that is what informed my decision to do that.
For how long has the coach been with the club?
He's been with us for the past 3 months.
What's his nationality?
He's a British. He worked as a coaching staff with Tottenham for over 13 years. His name is Simon Hunt, and he's currently the technical director of Panthers. And he was here.
Is that him?
Yes, that is him.
Okay.
We moved around to do scouting together. He was here. We went to Tamale. He went everywhere with us. So when we were doing the scouting process, he was there first and to see the players and to make decisions on the players.
Has there been a vast difference between when I know you had a local coach who is now moved on to the FA. Has there been a vast difference between his time or his reign as compared to the Britain?
Yes, there is. I don't know what it is with our black players, but
black coaches, actually.
No, not black coaches. I'm talking about the players.
Okay.
You tend to get a better response from them when their coach is a white guy. I don't know how it is. Maybe it could be a complex. I don't know, but it seems to work, and they find it more easy to adapt, to listen to instructions, and sometimes it is what it is. They respond better, and their inactions and actions lets you know how excited they are. Of course, there are different coaching methods. This guy likes to go soft on the players, try to appeal to their conscience, let them understand why they need to do this and not that. And it seems to be working. I mean, now the team plays quite well. They play very, very cohesive football, and it's exciting to watch them. Okay. Yeah, it's exciting to watch.
Speaking of players, there's one player that has taken lots of inspirations from you, and that is Alex Ejakwa. I mean, how did you meet this guy? And it looks like he has grown to become one of the sought-after players we had in the country. And after his move even to Malaysia, he's still been mentioning your name. I mean, how did Alex Ejakwa came into the picture?
I met Alex at Far Rangers, and to be honest with you, at some point he wanted to stop playing football. He wasn't too happy. And I brought him under my fold. I made him see. Sometimes you just need to let the player see how good he is. You know, the player to believe in himself, and that was what I managed to do for him. To let him know that, Alex, I've not seen any midfielder as good as you. If you're not getting a chance will come. And the turning point was when we were to play against Accra Lions, Far Rangers versus Accra Lions, at home. And at that time, Accra Lions were unbeaten. So I told the boys, hey, I gave them money. I put money there. I said, we beat them, you take this money. But I had a special arrangement with Alex. I told him, Alex, this is your big day. There will be a lot of people here. Go and enjoy football, but let them see who you are. You know, and he was the man of the match. We beat Accra Lions 3-1. He was the man of the match. Then just after the match, Accra Lions wanted him. So we, after a back and forth negotiations, they eventually procured him. And when they procured him, he played just one season. And off he was to Malaysia for a big money move. And he's one of the best players in their league now. And he's doing amazingly well. He's paid quite well. I mean, I won't disclose how much he's paid, but they pay him very, very, very well. All right,
we will still be talking about players right after this one. But then, don't forget, we're still in conversation with Nick Owusu, that is the CEO of the Panthers Football Club, who is a Division 2 club. But if I tell you the way they manage that club, it's quite an exhilarating one. For a Division 2 club to have a clubhouse, have got their own pitch to train on, and I mean, they've got their physio, they've got their own nutritionists, they've got their own scouting team. Every now and then they go to the length and breadth of the country to scout players to be in the team. I mean, it's quite an incredible one. But, I mean, still talking about players, there are one or two players I know you've shipped out from your club to abroad. One of which is Haruna, who is in Finland now playing his football. I mean, how did that transfer come about?
Haruna's case is special. We had seen him. He was obviously with King Faisal, and
so that was Haruna with the Finland club.
Yes. And we wanted to get him. And initially, people told him How would you leave a Premier League club and go and play a Division 2 club?
Oh, okay.
So I had a conversation and I made him aware that there's plans for him. That's why we want him to come. Okay. And after a lengthy negotiation and meeting people and discussing, and we eventually got him to Panthers, and we were able to get a deal for him at AJK, and then he left Panthers for Finland. And he's doing quite well. He's been playing. He went there, and within a matter of about 2 weeks, he made his debut. He's playing.
For a CEO, when you break such deals like this, how do you feel emotionally?
Yeah, it's good, because football is a relationship business, and it's about speaking to the right people, putting the right marketing tools together. So we have as Panthers, we have a marketing team that works with the media team to put together the various highlight videos of the players, from our training sessions to our match days. So each player in Panthers has got some videos. If you are playing matches, there are some videos of you.
Wow.
And we give it to our agents, our partners in Europe, and they are able to see the first glimpse of the player. We recently had an offer from a German team for La Liga, and it's purely because of videos they watched. They watch his highlights.
Anyone know La Liga? Who is La Liga?
Kwame Boateng.
Okay, Kwame Boateng.
Kwame Boateng, the left winger. We had an offer for Karim Sule, the left back. And it's only from videos. They watch videos and eventually watch full matches, and then we engaged us on the player. We currently have a deal for our midfielder, was his name? The Adakwa. Yes. Okay. We have a deal for him, and it's also from videos.
Wow.
And they eventually sent somebody to our training grounds to watch him. And then he was also watched during our game with Kotoko. So it's been working, and actually that is the only proper way to get it done. It's not a player would do something incredible at training or in a match, and these are the decision selling points with people who are sitting 8,000, 7,000, 10,000 miles away from here. With technology, you can send that video to the person, and the person will be able to have a fair idea as to what the player is capable of doing. And that is what informs their decision to even give the player a trial.
All right. Not only has Haruna made a big money move, but one player who has also caught the eye of the Ghana Premier League champions, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, is Shadrach Ado. I think about 2 weeks ago, that deal had to break out. And how did that even happen? I mean, we all know Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Now they are going into the Division 2, Division 1 to pick players. But to pick a player from Panthers Football Club, it looks like they've really seen something from that player, isn't it?
Shadrach is a very, very talented player.
He was your captain, was he?
Yes.
Because I see that there was a captain on
board. And if you speak to a lot of people that have known him, they will tell you about him. He's extremely talented, and his continuous stay in Ghana was just a matter of age. Right, he's under 18, and that is why we are unable to complete a move for him. But Shadrach is extremely talented. Anybody that came to watch that match at the Legon Park would attest to what I'm saying. Anybody, call anybody, even Kotoko fans, neutral guys that came there to watch the game. I mean, they were extremely impressed with his performance on the day. He's an amazing talent, and I mean, just know, today I've said it, he will play the national team.
Wow.
He will play the Black Stars at some point in his career. I've worked with footballers, I've seen them in Europe, seen them here, and sometimes when you see the special talents, you just see them. You don't struggle to recognize. He's a midfielder that plays accurate passes, long shots, plays both feet, can shoot from the back, 26, 30 yards. He will shoot and on target. He's able to read the game well. And he's just a talent. We just been, he'll go to Kotoko and flourish. And 1 or 2 seasons in Kotoko, we would see. That
but
is
then when you have such talents Sharakado, and so other many talents in your club, as a CEO, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning to see that you're going to witness the training of a pool of talent in your team? How satisfied are you?
You get excited because of the amount of work you have done. Because it's not very easy assembling that group. I mean, it involves a lot of running around the country, a lot of networks around the country for people to spot and inform you about it, a lot of negotiations from their former clubs, from their managers, so it's a lot of work. But what gives me personally joy is the fact that you would see these boys that you pick from nowhere and provide a platform for them, and into tomorrow or next, they are in Europe and they are helping their family, they are helping other people that depend on them, just because you took a decision to take him from somewhere and bring him to Accra.
All right. We're taking a look at that confirmation of the deal between Panthers Football Club and Kumasi Asante Kotoko pretty shortly, where our man Nick Owusu was just right there together with Nanya Ponsa, and then Shadrach Ado just in the middle of the two signing that deal or confirming that deal. But you can send your messages. If you have any messages for Mr. Nick Owusu, kindly send them. I've seen some messages here already. As I said, good afternoon. Please, can you ask Panthers boss to drop his number? It can be dropped now, but have a great player they may love to sign. Okay, I'm sure after here we will try and make sure we can get you in touch with the Panthers boss. So if any player that you want him to, I mean, he's openly and he's very ready to give a chance to any other player. I mean, regardless, he wants to see him, he wants to see them. If they are good enough, I mean, they've got a clubhouse as well, and so the player can even be in the clubhouse. They will take a look at the player. It's very good enough, and he's reached that requirement that the coaches or the technical team wants. I'm sure definitely he's going to stay with the Panthers Football Club. So we're taking a look at Shadrach Ado's, confirmation of his move to Kumasi Asante. So there you are. There you go. You can see that. So Shadrach Ado, as they've written there, welcome Shadrach Ado to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That is absolutely beautiful. It's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's a top talent, so that has to be a big deal. I mean, and let me just tell you this: there's a very, very top German club that is interested in him and was only waiting for him to turn 18. So it's a big deal. It's a couple of offers for him already, right?
I know that you've got your own office for Panthers Football Club, and I'm sure we're going to be taking a look at it. But I mean, does it give you joy to because of what you are actually getting from this club? That is why you spent a lot of money on this club to even have a headquarters for a Division 2 club, as well as having a clubhouse for them and having all these workers you do pay. I said that you've already devoted yourself to do this football business. That's why you are investing more in this. And also, to top it up, they also have a bus.
Yes, I told initially that if it needs to be done, it needs to be done well. If you don't want to do it, leave it. So how do you function as an organization without an office? I mean, football is big business. So we needed to put in the right kind of investment to ensure that you have all the necessary departments needed to let the club function properly in place. So we have a media department that works. We have the secretariat within the office. We have the technical that we do analysis of the games, review them, use the mistakes the boys are correcting, to develop individual improvement training sessions for the boys, and then to also shaping up the team training programs to suit what the technical team is discovering by reviewing the videos.
Okay.
Then you also have somewhere that if we have visitors, they can come to.
Wow.
So that is why we
Can we
needed
take
to
a look
have,
at their offices and see
we needed to have a functional office.
good their offices and I mean how beautiful their office is for a Division 2 club to have such an office and also a team bath for their players. It's quite a wonderful one. So that is the office, as you can see there, a gorgeous one and a beautiful office there. They have what is it located though?
East Legon.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful. So you can see that the editing bench is also great. Absolutely wonderful. That's it. So this is how you do your unveiling, and that's the team bus that you can see, a beautiful one, of course. Panthers Football Club. I mean, who wouldn't like to be with Panthers? It's quite an amazing one. So, but finally, before we go, what do you want to see Panthers in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
Okay, currently we are in serious talks with our 4 potential partner clubs in Europe.
Okay.
The model we want to use is to use a lower tier club in Europe, Division 2, Division 3, as the base to integrate our players into the European system.
Okay.
So we pick the talents from here, we take them there to Europe, they stay in our partner clubs for a season or 2, acclimatize, learn the culture, and be able to fit into this European society. And then from there, we use that as a launch pad to get them into the major European clubs.
Okay.
And we are at Panthers excited that if you have to be at Panthers, your talent should be top and you should be capable of playing in Europe.
Okay.
So our focus is not necessarily on the domestic transfer market, but to be able to groom players that are good enough to play in the 5 top leagues in Europe.
Absolutely. It's very difficult for a Division 1 or a Division 2 player to make it into the Black Star squad. Today, the squad was released and none of them have been in there. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think that it's purely to the discretion of the coach and the technical team, the handlers of the Black Stars. Playing for the Black Stars is the highest level that any player could be, and if they think that there's any Division 1 or 2 player that have distinguished themselves creditably locally and deserves a chance to play, I'm sure they would give the person a call up. But looking at the list that has been released, I mean, they're doing fantastic work. I am quite satisfied with the list, except that there are just 1 or 2 other players that eventually might get opportunity. But I think that between now and the tournament, as many players should be given the opportunity as possible to justify why this should be included in the squad. And nobody, no Ghanaian player should feel that they have a permanent place in the national team. It's for all of us, and everybody who is a Ghanaian anywhere in the world deserves the chance to play.
Thank you, Nick. Mr. Nick Owusu, for your time. I'm very grateful, and I wish your team and also yourself the very best in the future. But before we go, some of your players have got a goodwill message for you. Take a look at it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adu Shaga, a former player of Panthers Football Club. I'm here to thank the management team and the technical team for helping me, and also thank Mr. Nick Owusu, the CEO of Panthers Football Club, for helping me in projecting my football career to this level. A special thanks to him. May God bless him and protect him.
Hello fam, this is your boy Alexander Jakwamiao, a player of Sarango, and I also work with a lot of teams in Ghana. A few years back, Far Rangers and Accra Lions, and there was this man. I want to thank him this evening as Captain Nick Owusu, the CEO of Panthers FC. This man is a very good person. He always advised me because I also worked with him in 5 years back. And this man is a very good person. His advice is very good, and he loves me. You know, but then me dana say what they wire mami. Say what boy me. And say no futu na ma be do I say. Na bomb price say what because Islam will be opportunity ama. Upcoming boys somewhere don't move bang. So I be do pension so I didn't do no say advice and I be do since day one. And I want to wish him all the best this upcoming season. And I will say God bless you, Captain Owusu, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
All right, so what do you have to say before we go?
Wow, this caught me off guard. Well, thank you so much. I mean, these were wonderful kids. I mean, the talent was there, and all that we could do is just godly that, and humane that you don't let their talent go to waste.
Okay.
And whatever investment we need to do to ensure that their talent can be seen and they can make a decent living of what God has given them, we will do.
Thank you. But if my producer could permit me, let me do a couple messages before we go. This one said, please kindly tell Doctor that I have a passion for football and I want to join your football club. I promise you, you will not regret sending me my details. Is here. I'll show you to Mr. Nick. And this one said, hi, I'm Abdul Wahid. How can I join Panthers Football Club? Please, I'm a young player with the age of 15. And finally, this one said, good afternoon. I'm very much enjoying your interview. Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on to this edition on Off the Cup. We see you same time tomorrow. It's bye for now.